This video is about Conan the Barbarian versus Wonder Woman. After this introduction image presented our comic book covers about Conan, then Wonder Woman, then the two of them together, all in chronological order. As the covers go by, lots of exciting information is provided, but is not intended to correspond to the specific cover being shown. In the near future, do you want a live-action movie made about Conan or Wonder Woman, or both of them, either solo or together? If so, what actors do you want involved as which characters, and what, if any, role do you want for Arnold Schwarzenegger? If Wonder Woman is involved, are there any other female superheroes that you want in the same movie, such as Batgirl, the Cassandra Cain version, Batgirl, the Barbara Gordon version, Big Barda, Black Canary, Catwoman, Power Girl, Raven, Starfire, Supergirl, or Zatanna? Do you have any movie plot ideas? Conan the Barbarian is a sword and sorcery hero who originated in pulp magazines and has been adapted to books, comic books, movies, TV, and games. In 1982, there was a Conan the Barbarian movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, and there were more movies about Conan after this. To show what Conan looks like and the sort of adventures that he gets involved in, presented are a chronological series of the Savage Sword of Conan the Barbarian covers from issue number 1 to issue number 200, published from 1974 to 1992 by Marvel Comics. Savage Sword of Conan was a black and white sword and sorcery magazine format comic book series published beginning in 1974 by Curtis Magazines, an imprint of American company Marvel Comics, and then later by Marvel itself. Savage Sword of Conan starred Robert E. Howard's most famous creation, Conan the Barbarian, and has the distinction of being the longest surviving title of the short-lived Curtis imprint. As a magazine, Savage Sword of Conan did not have to conform to the Comics Code Authority, making it a publication of choice for many illustrators. Roy Thomas was the editor and primary writer for the series' first few years, until issue number 60, which featured art by illustrators such as Neil Adams, Dick Giordano, Barry Windsor Smith, John Buscema, Alfred Alcala, Jim Starlin, Al Milgrom, Pablo Marcos, and Walter Simonson. Painted covers were provided by such artists as Earl Norm, Bob Larkin, and Joe Jusko. Conan the Barbarian is a sword and sorcery hero who originated in pulp magazines and has been adapted to books, comic books, movies, TV, and games. Conan was created by Robert E. Howard, who also created Almuric, Kull, and other characters. Robert E. Howard was an American writer who lived from 1906 to 1936. Howard is regarded as the father of the sword and sorcery subgenre. The earliest appearance of a Howard character named Conan was that of a black-haired barbarian with heroic attributes in the 1931 short story People of the Dark. By 1932, Howard had officially conceptualized Conan, and in his lifetime wrote 21 stories starring the barbarian, many for Weird Tales pulp magazine. Over the years, many other writers have written works featuring Conan. Howard created Conan in a series of fantasy stories published in Weird Tales from 1932. Howard was searching for a new character to market to the burgeoning pulp outlets of the early 1930s. In October 1931, he submitted the short story People of the Dark to Clayton Publications' new magazine, Strange Tales of Mystery and Terror. People of the Dark is a story about the remembrance of past lives, and in its first-person narrative, the protagonist describes one of his previous incarnations. Conan is a black-haired barbarian hero who swears by a deity called Crom. Some Howard scholars believe this Conan to be a forerunner of the more famous character. Later, Howard rewrote a rejected story, By This Axe I Rule, replacing his existing character Cull of Atlantis with his new hero and retitling it The Phoenix on the Sword, which was first published in Weird Tales magazine in December 1932. Many Conan stories involve him in heroic adventures filled with princesses and wizards. The setting is in a mythical Hyborian age set in the times after the fall of Atlantis and before any known ancient civilization. Conan has a penchant for saving damsels in distress, a humorous nature, and enduring loyalty. Conan's main abilities are strength, combativeness, intelligence, agility, and endurance. Conan is a Cimmerian and was born on a battlefield and is the son of a village blacksmith. Conan matured quickly as a youth, and by age 15, he was already a respected warrior and had participated in the destruction of the Aquilonian fortress of Venarium. After its demise, Conan was struck by wanderlust and began the adventures chronicled by Howard, encountering skulking monsters, evil wizards, and beautiful princesses. Conan roamed throughout the Hyborian Age nations as a thief, outlaw, mercenary, and pirate. As Conan grew older, he began commanding vast units of warriors and escalating his ambitions. In his 40s, Conan seized the crown from the tyrannical king of Aquilonia, the most powerful kingdom of the Hyborian Age, having strangled the previous ruler on the steps of his own throne. Conan's adventures often result in him performing heroic feats, though his motivation for doing so is largely to protect his own survival or for personal gain. Starting in the 1960s, a series of Conan paperback books were published, 8 of which had phenomenal artist Frank Frazetta covers that set the look of Conan from that point on. Wonder Woman is a female superhero and has made multiple appearances on TV, including the 1975 to 1979 Wonder Woman TV show starring Linda Carter as Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman has also made multiple appearances in movies, including multiple live-action ones starring Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. To show what Wonder Woman looks like and the sort of adventures that she gets involved in, presented are a chronological series of comic book covers about Wonder Woman from the early 1940s to 2024, published by DC Comics. Wonder Woman made her first appearance, but not on the cover, in All-Star Comics number 8, published October 21st, 1941. This was at the beginning of the golden age of comic books, which was from 1938 to 1956. Her first feature was in Sensation Comics number 1, cover dated January 1942, and she appeared on that cover. Later, in 1942, she got her own series starting with Wonder Woman #1. Unlike the damsels in distress that were common when she started, she was the opposite. Wonder Woman was created by the American psychologist and writer William Moulton Marston, pen name Charles Moulton, and artist Harry G. Peter. Marston's wife, Elizabeth, and their life partner, Olive Byrne, are created as being his inspiration for the character's appearance. Marston lived from 1893 to 1947. He invented an early prototype of a lie detector and was well known as a self-help author, in addition to being the writer who created Wonder Woman. In 1940, in an interview conducted by his partner Olive Byrne that was published in the Family Circle, it was communicated that he saw great educational potential in comic books. The interview caught the attention of comics publisher Max Gaines, who hired Marston as a consultant. At that time, many of the superheroes were male, and Marston's wife, Elizabeth Holloway Marston, had the idea of creating a female superhero. Marston was given the go-ahead and developed Wonder Woman, basing her character on the unconventional, liberated, powerful modern women of the day. He wanted to create a feminine character with all the strength of Superman, plus all the allure of a good and beautiful woman. Wonder Woman's origin story has changed over time, and what follows is one story. In her debut in All-Star Comics #8, Diana was a member of a tribe of women called Amazons, native to Paradise Island, a secluded island set in the middle of a vast ocean. Captain Steve Trevor's plane crashes on the island, and he is nursed back to health by Diana, who falls in love with him. A competition is held amongst all the Amazons by Diana's mother, the Queen of the Amazons, and the winner is to return Captain Steve Trevor back to man's world. The Queen forbids Diana from entering the competition, but she takes part nonetheless, wearing a mask to conceal her identity. Diana wins the competition, and the Queen decides to let Diana go to man's world and gives her a special uniform for her new role as Wonder Woman, and she safely returns Steve Trevor to his home country. Wonder Woman had been sculpted from clay by her mother, the Queen, and was given life as an Amazon, along with superhuman powers, as gifts by the Greek gods. She possesses an arsenal of magical items, including the lasso of truth, a pair of indestructible bracelets, and a tiara that can be used as a projectile. Having been created during World War II, she initially fights both Axis forces and various villains. When blending into the society outside of her homeland, she sometimes adopts her civilian identity, Diana Prince. More videos like this one, short and longer, can be viewed at the Comic Excitement Convention homepage. Please like, comment, subscribe, and click the notifications bell.